Where's the rest of this?
I have no idea.
Tripod.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on to myth number 6, and if you haven't yet had a chance, make sure you check out part number 1 where I talk about myths number 1 through 5. One of those myths we actually talked about how the people believe that the ketogenic diet does not give you enough nutrients to be able to sustain yourself. Well, this particular myth is talking more about the antioxidants and the phytonutrients found within green leafy vegetables and within produce. Well, I'm here to tell you that, as I said in the previous myths, the ketogenic diet does not necessarily eliminate leafy green vegetables. They are the best vegetables we can consume because they are high in the 3 vitamins that are lower in ketogenic diets. That's vitamin C, vitamin E and vitamin K. So if you do have leafy green vegetables in your diet, then you're very unlikely to be deficient in these. But what you have to remember also, that we have a natural antioxidant within our body known as glutathione. And this is an antioxidant that is produced within us. And the good news is that the foods that are consumed on a ketogenic diet are actually really high in the requirements to produce glutathione. And some of these include eggs and, pasture-raised beef. We've got leafy green vegetables, we've got asparagus, we've got a whole host of different foods. You can look that up if you want to know further information. And as I said in one of the myths in the first section, that vitamin C is an interesting vitamin because the less carbohydrates you consume, the less vitamin C is required. And this is because vitamin C and carbohydrates go along the same pathway. So if you're not consuming those carbohydrates, then you're not actually requiring as much vitamin C, so you're less likely to get deficient. Anyway, guys, I hope that now you understand that the ketogenic diet is not going to cause issues with antioxidants and phytochemicals, and it is actually really good for you. Okay, let's head on to myth number 7. Right, so how many times have you been told, oh, I'm on the ketogenic diet, I don't need to exercise, I'll lose fat without exercising? Well, yes, it is true. You can lose fat without exercising on the ketogenic diet. But why would you want to? Exercise provides so many amazing benefits. It provides not only fat loss, it will increase your fat loss because you're already burning fat, but by exercising, you're going to just triple that effect. But also it makes you feel good. It helps with anxiety, it helps with depression, it helps with a whole host of different conditions. Plus it makes sure that you continue moving. Now when you start the ketogenic diet, you may not have a lot of energy to exercise, but just try and make sure that you walk and that you're active. Reduce your level of sitting because sitting can be dangerous to your health. And I have actually done a podcast episode on that. So if you go to lowcarbketoliving.com and search for the dangers of sitting, then you'll be able to get more information on that. I recently got myself a stand-up desk, which is awesome. It's quite funny because I put my music on and I'm dancing away while I'm working. So, you can make it fun and you can burn those calories and you can be healthy at the same time. So although exercise is not required, it is definitely important. And I would try to make sure that you do resistance exercise a couple of days a week and HIIT training a couple of days a week. I'm not a massive fan of endurance training, but if you are an endurance athlete, then you'll find that it will actually be beneficial for your endurance training. Okay, thanks so much guys for listening to myth number 7. We're going to go on to myth number 8. Okay, myth number 8 is that the ketogenic diet is going to increase the level of our stress hormone cortisol. And the reason why they believe that is because it's believed that the process of gluconeogenesis, which is the conversion of protein into glucose, is going to increase your level of cortisol in the body. Now, there is research studies such as that found on ketotic.org, which shows that that is not actually the case. And I don't have time to go through the whole process with you. So definitely head across to ketotic.org and search for that information, and you'll be able to find that on that site. I will include that link in the description as well, so that you'll be able to see that link. Now, when it comes to that as well, even if for whatever reason gluconeogenesis did increase cortisol levels, if you're doing a proper ketogenic diet, you shouldn't actually be eating a large amount of protein. A proper ketogenic diet is a low carb, moderate protein, high fat diet. So you shouldn't be going into the gluconeogenic state, because by doing so, you're actually just producing more sugar, because you're converting that protein into sugar. Okay guys, so don't worry about the effect that the ketogenic diet has on cortisol, but definitely do some more research by going to ketotic.org and read the description down below, and you'll get that information. Okay guys, now let's head on to myth number 9. Okay guys, we're on to myth number 9, and this is another confusion that we have around the ketosphere, and that is that the brain requires glucose for energy. Now, what research studies have actually found is that although a very small amount of carbohydrates are required for the brain and for certain other functions in the body, the majority of functions in the body are able to survive and thrive on ketones. Now, ketones are the byproduct of fat burning. So if you're in a fat burning state because you've been following the ketogenic diet for a couple of weeks and you've really transitioned into fat burning, then you're going to be producing a large amount of ketones. And I suggest you get a great ketone monitor. Down in the description, I've actually got a link to a great ketone monitor, ketone and blood glucose monitor that you can grab, and that will allow you to test your ketones and make sure that you're producing them, because by producing them you'll find that your brain will be like on turbocharged. You'll have a lot more energy, you'll be thinking clearer, you won't be so foggy headed, and you'll just be feeling great. That is predominantly how people feel when they are on a ketogenic diet. If you're finding that you're still a little brain fogged, or that your brain's not optimized, then all you need to do is give it a little bit longer, because maybe you're not keto adapted yet. And like I said, some people require a few extra carbs. Just make sure that they're good quality carbs. Make sure maybe add a few more vegetables in, maybe even add some berries or something like that. But everybody's unique, so you just have to test with yourself. But no, the brain does not require a large amount of carbohydrates to function. It does perfectly well with ketones. Okay, on to the final myth of this video, and that's myth number 10. Okay, and the final myth of this video is that ketosis is going to give you bad breath. It's going to lead to something known as halitosis. But what you're actually finding is that that's not actually the case. What the breath is, it's kind of like a fruity smell that's actually produced through the production of ketones. So don't worry about it. After a couple of weeks, once you are actually keto adapted, you should find that those different breathy smells will disappear. So anyway guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode. Remember to like, subscribe and comment below, and don't forget to make sure that you've got your post notifications on. Okay, remember I'm coming up with video number 3, part 3 of this episode. Remember to check that out, plus check out part number 1. Okay, catch you later guys. Bye.